For over 10 years now, IGAD Center for Pastoral Areas and Livestock Development, IGPALD, has been working with member states to transform the livestock sector and the lives of pastoralists across the Horn of Africa region. As a specialized institution of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, IGPALD champions for sustainable, equitable development in pastoral areas, unlocking their full economic and social potential for millions across the Eastern African region. The story of IGPALD begins against the backdrop of Africa's dynamic landscapes. Here, millions of people depend on livestock for income, nutrition, and cultural identity. However, harsh climatic changes, increased droughts, animal diseases, market isolation, and conflicts threaten their livelihoods. IGPALD was created to respond to these challenges by helping IGAD member states, namely Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, and Uganda to develop innovative solutions, improve policy, and foster prosperity.
In drylands, people are largely dependent on natural resource and land. Opportunity for economic development that absorbing people to other sector is very low, which means people are really very much dependent on the land, either as small subsistence farming, but also largely supplemented by livestock.
Over 60% of the IGAD's region's livestock are in the pastoral and agro-pastoral systems, or ASALs, which constitute 53% of cattle, 71% of goat, and 68% of sheep, and 100% of the 24 million camels. One of the areas driving change is the program supporting Regional Protocol on Transhumance. Transhumance is the practice of moving animals from one grazing land to another in seasonal cycles.
The protocol comes on board, number one, to allow free, safe, and orderly movement of pastoral communities across the borders to access resources. Resources including pasture, including water, veterinary services. It also comes on board to support the harmonization of policy and the legal frameworks within the member states.
We already have mechanisms in place, we already have laws in place.
This historic transhumance protocol unlocks the socio-economic opportunities, addresses inter-ethnic conflicts, guarantees security in mobility, as well as coordinated surveillance of cross-border transhumance. So far, 5 countries have signed the protocol on transhumance: Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, South Sudan, and Sudan. IGPALD also works on improving animal health. A major focus is controlling transboundary animal diseases like Rift Valley fever and foot and mouth disease by synchronizing vaccination campaigns amongst its member states.
We have been cooperating with the IGAD Transhumance Protocol through the IGAD Transhumance Protocol with the neighboring districts and even across with Kenya. In case there is an issue on the other side, we communicate. Even when we are trying to implement activities of vaccination, we do it jointly.
The results: reduced animal loss, strengthened livelihoods, less vulnerability among youth, and a thriving cross-border trade system.
In the drought spell, we realize that these animals will actually move far distances to look for pasture and water. When the animals move far distances, it affects actually the number of animals that are being brought here in the market.
The other areas of intervention under the IGPALD mandate include expanding of livestock trade, where exporters are now able to reach international markets, including the Middle East and Asia. This has resulted to increased market access via international food fairs, higher incomes for pastoral suppliers, and new opportunities for the youth.
Because of a poor application of the technologies, feed scarcity has been a very big problem.
Wakatufunza about half moons. Tukakuwa na half moons, the way you are seeing like this one now. So kwa hii half moons, tuliambiwa tupande mboga, tupande maharagwe, chakula ambayo ingechukua muda kidogo, alafu pia na mahindi.
Ngarakin tiro wajanca karibu ketak te nyama boka terera kwaring na nya jokon je kokong na tu butaga rongo kui intaba kagna ucho to.
IGAD has partnered with various universities, researchers, and international partners to conduct studies on climate adaptation, nutrition resilience, and sustainable food systems.
We're going to carry out an experiment on lab supplementation for the livestock Cebu in Karamoja.
A coordinated regional response through IGAD's leadership in the Livestock and Pastoralism Coordination Working Group drives technical cooperation and harmonized policy, especially in cross-border regions. It also drives collaboration with partners like the European Union and African governments to amplify impact. IGAD aims to generate wealth and employment in drylands while upholding values of good governance, transparency, gender equity, and community participation. From research and innovation to convening urgent ministerial dialogues, IGAD is the backbone of a brighter future for the Horn of Africa's pastoralists.